Hi there, this is Mrs. Piper, and we're back with the next stage of making our face jug. Now, as you know, we have taken our bowls, we have lined two separate bowls with paper towels, and we have put our coil inlay pot inside each one of them. I've let them sit for a little while, probably not long enough, but I want to go ahead and explain that when we take this off, it's going to be a rounded vessel, and you're going to have to cut a hole in the top to make the spout for the face jug. But we're going to be decorating the face jug. We're going to be putting a face on it. So you're going to take extra clay, and you're going to roll an additional coil or two or three, and you're going to use those coils to create eyebrows, eyes, the nose, the mouth, etc. You'll notice I'm leaving some of the clay a little bit thicker because part of this is going to be used to create a handle. Now the handle, I'm going to roll a thick coil, and if you'll notice, I'm keeping it kind of thick. This is way thicker than my thumb, and then I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to pat it down so that it creates a flattened shape that will work for a handle. Okay? And I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to trim it. So this will become my handle. It's going to be nice and clean. Remember, your handle has to be thick enough to hold the weight of the jug. So this is going to be a handle, and I don't know if you can see, but it's curving, and that way it'll fit nicely on the edge of the jug. So I've made my handle, I've rolled my coil for my eyebrows. Now all I have to do is get my pot uncovered. So let's do this. We're going to take off the plastic cup, and then you're going to peel the paper towels. Now you can see all of the coils have remained. Now I like the lines in my pot. Remember, these were also called ugly jugs. They're not winning any beauty contests, so you don't have to smooth it out if you don't want to. I like the lines. They give it a nice sense of texture and pattern. So I'm leaving my lines, but if you don't want to leave your lines, then all you have to do, and let me finish peeling off the paper towels, all you have to do is smooth out the outside of your pot. So if I were not going to keep my lines, I would take my finger and I would just smooth them together. And you can do that all the way around your pot. Your clay at this stage is what we call leather hard. It's been sitting for a while, so you can still push on it. It'll still mold, but it won't flop around like it would when it was so moist. The first stage of clay is plastic, and that's very, very moist. Okay? Now, I have not taken it fully out, but as you can see, if I were, the other part of the bowl will just match up. So, but right now, I just want to focus on the top part of my face jug. So I'm going to attach the handle, and I'm going to open up the spout. Okay? So attaching my handle. I want the handle to be towards the top, and I want it to curve like that. Can you all see that? Now, if you all recall, when we put the two halves of the pot together, we had to score and slip. So I'm going to have to do the same thing when I attach the handle. Now, if you bend your handle and you start to see little cracks, you can just moisten it again with the slip or the water and smooth it out, and they'll be fine. But I have to score and slip not only the handle, but where the handle is being attached. So I'm going to scuff it up, score it. I'm going to attach it right to here. So I'm going to mark my pot right there and there. And the nice thing about leaving your coils on is that you can see exactly where you left your mark because it's in a certain row. So I'm going to score my clay and I'm going to score where it's going to attach to the handle. And now I'm going to slip it. I'm going to move it up so that hopefully you can see it in the screen. Oh, sorry about that. Now, anytime you're attaching items, you have to make sure that they're secured, especially a handle. If you want this handle to continue to work as a functioning handle, you have to make sure that it's attached really, really well. So if you'll notice, I've scored and slipped, and now I'm going to smooth it on with my tool because my finger won't fit in there. And then I'm going to connect it to the top. I hope you can see this. I'm going to smooth it and attach it. Once you've attached it really sturdily, after this dries, you'll be able to pick up your face jug without worrying about it falling apart. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. Okay? Now, I now have a handle that has been securely attached to my face jug because I've scored and slipped it, and I've smoothed it all the way around with either my fingers or my clay tools so that it can bond securely with the jug itself. Okay? So there's my handle. Now, if we were to leave it just like this, it's all sealed. So technically, this is one large air pocket. And if you know anything about clay, you'll know that if there's an air pocket in your pot, it will explode when I put it in the kiln. So we're going to open up the top, and we're going to give our face jug a little neck. Okay? So how do you open up a face jug? Okay? You're going to take either the clay tool or your plastic knife, and you're going to cut a circular opening in the top. And the nice thing about having the coil there is that it's showing you roughly where to cut. So now I have taken the top of my face jug and I've hollowed it out. I've opened it up. And now I'm going to take my coil and I'm going to make a neck. I'm going to bring it up so that it has a little bit of height. Now remember, what do we do if we're going to attach another coil to this one? Do y'all remember? Yeah, we're going to score and slip the coil on. Now, you might be asking, why didn't I have to score and slip when I was making the pot? Well, remember, it was fresh clay and you were smoothing it together. You were bonding it with your finger or with the clay tool. So you should not have to score and slip each individual coil. But now this is fresh clay. I'm putting it on my existing pot. So I have scored it. Now I'm going to slip it. And I'm going to add a neck. So now I have added a handle, an opening, and a neck to my face jug. Now, as I put this on, it's going to remain open, but I still have to bond the coils together. So I'm going to smooth them with my finger on the inside of the pot. I'm going to trim it with the knife or the clay tool. And if you'll notice, I can't go too deep. I hope y'all can see that. So now I have this wonderful neck, and I'm going to go inside the pot, and I'm going to connect the coils together. If you'll notice, I support it with one hand, and I smooth it in with the other. Okay? If you don't smooth them together, what will happen when this clay dries, it'll just pop out, it'll pop off. See that? and you don't want that to happen. So you've got to smooth them all together. If you need to take the tool because your fingers are too short, you can take the tool, the clay tool, run it inside, and if you'll notice, I'm just pulling it up so that the clay is now smoothed together on the inside. Now, for those of you that do not want the lines on the outside to show, you would then go back and you would smooth the outside of the neck. I personally like the lines showing. These little score and slip marks I'm going to smooth out with the tool because I find them to be a little bit distracting. Smooth them out. And my face jug is now ready to decorate. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here. This section went over taking the bowl off, adding the handle, and adding the neck to your face jug. I hope you're enjoying the process, and I'll look forward to talking to you in our next segment. Thank you for watching.